What's up, everybody? Omega here. Thanks for checking out the video today. And today we're going to be reviewing this new legendary hero. That's right, the man in tights himself, Robin Hood. Now, Robin Hood is listed as an attacker. That's because he does AoE damage based on attack. But he's also a buff remover, and he has AoE debuffer skills with his special. Now, we're going to take a look at his special and his passive. I'll talk a little bit about him and give you kind of my thoughts on where he might work and if he is a viable hero. On the outset, he looks pretty decent, but we're going to take a little bit of a closer look. So like I said, he is listed as an attacker. Now, he does do AoE damage based on 180% of attack. But for me, this hero is more of a support or debuffer focused hero. I think the AoE damage that he does with his attack is kind of like a nice extra thing. It's probably not going to be a ton of damage. In my experience with a lot of these heroes that are AoE debuffers, but they also do damage on top of it, the damage that they do isn't really... it's really not that great. I mean, if you take somebody like, let's see, so somebody like Chloe or Erica, there's a couple epics that do AoE cleanse plus they do damage to all enemies. Erica does damage to all enemies based on her attack, and Chloe does AoE damage based on HP. So I don't use those heroes for any type of damage. It's just nice to have. So I think that it's kind of odd for me to see him listed as an attacker. And the reason for that is I just don't think that his attack damage is going to really help you that much. Maybe if you're facing like an all blue team or a blue heavy defense, but how often do you see that? So let's take a look at his first special here. Gold for the Poor. Deals damage to all enemies, 180% of attack. Now, he has a 100% chance to remove one positive status from all enemies. He has a 70% chance to remove one additional positive status from all enemies. Now, the key here is that cannot be resisted. And I think that's what makes him a good AoE debuffer, is that it cannot be resisted. So he's going to take those buffs off the enemies, no matter who's on that defense or no matter how high their resistance is. Now, that's going to come in handy to, let's see, Gabriella defenses, high resistance defenses that you need to strip buffs from. That's really going to come in handy there. All right. So let's take a look at his passive. Now, even his passive to me reads more of like a support passive. If he removed up to 4 statuses using his special ability, he grants all allies increased attack for 3 turns. If he removed between 5 to 8 statuses using his special ability, he additionally grants all allies increased critical chance for 3 turns. If he removed at least 9 status using his special ability, he additionally grants all allies an increased critical damage for 3 turns. So he gives basically an attack and damage buff to the allies as a passive. So that reads like a support hero passive to me. Now, there are other AoE debuffers. Specifically, there's other ones that are green, like he is, that are actually really good, and I think probably have more upside. Obviously, one of them is going to be Julong. When you look at him, he's also an AoE debuffer. 100% chance to strip 2 positive status from all enemies. But he also gives decreased speed, decreased defense to all enemies as well. You also have heroes like Marina. She's going to strip positive statuses from all enemies as well. She's got a chance to inflict freeze. So she's going to remove debuffs and apply a debuff at the same time. She also deals damage based on attack, which is 200% of attack to all enemies. And she also inflicts burn on herself for 1 turn, 1 time. So then we're going to look at Sarita. Sarita is actually probably my favorite legendary AoE debuffer, at least. And obviously she removes 1 positive status from all enemies 3 times, and she inflicts burns for 3 turns. So if you kind of compare him to those particular 3, they're probably going to give you a little bit more upside. What I do really like about him, and what gives him kind of a unique upper hand, is the fact that it cannot be resisted. So honestly, guys, with this one, I wouldn't even really focus on his attack all that well. I would build him as a very speedy, almost kind of tanky debuffer for your team. And the passive buffs that he gives your team in terms of the crit damage, the attack, and the crit, that's just an added bonus. So if you need a good AoE debuffer for wars, arena, whatever it may be, he is a very viable option. Like I said, I really like him against Gabriella teams, and his potential to what he can do against Gabby and any allies that she's on a defense with. Now, he does have an arena leader skill, and the leader skill is increase the crit rate of all allies in the arena by 25%. That's that's a useless arena. No one's ever going to use a crit leader in arena, so it's pretty much a useless leader skill. Now let's take a look at what he gets through Awakening. He does get attack through Dusting and Awakening. If you look at the purple here, it'll show you the gain that he gets with his HP, his attack, and his defense. So he's going to get gains, obviously, through there from Awakening, and then his ultimate star from Awakening is going to be attack. So, and if you don't know that you can do that when you're in the lexicon, you can look at a hero and then you can tap the hero like this, and it will show you what they get through Awakening and how much they get according to their base stats anyway. Alright guys, so that's my quick review of Robin Hood. Let me know what you think in the comments below, if you have him, if you've leveled him, if you've used him. I'd love to hear your feedback and opinions. Again, thanks for checking out the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Omega, peace out.